What is up, you guys, and welcome back to some more Baldur's Gate 3. I think that's the last time I'm ever going to be able to say this. I'm so emotional. We defeated the Elder Brain. We saved my home. We saved the city. Astarion can no longer walk in the sun. We lost Karlach. Lae'zel is off fighting Vlaakith. Gale's off becoming a god. Number 5 is crazy after all this. I'm breaking up with you. But anyways, we're just jumping right back into it. Astarion asked us what happens next. We make a good team. Let's go be heroes together. I could find the vampire spawn in the Underdark. They'll need guidance. I'll help you find a way to walk in the sun again. I feel like you could be heroes and also find a way to walk in the sun again. I feel like that would be a big journey to undergo. Also, if Gale's gonna become a god, can I just hit him up and be like, Gale, my boyfriend, he wants to walk in the sun. Just saying. You should find the spawn in the Underdark. They'll need guidance. I don't know. I feel like the other Astarion siblings are already doing that. And I think the Gur are also watching them too. Just, I don't know. Let's be heroes together.
We are rather good together, aren't we? I never saw myself as a hero, but fighting alongside you has been special. Maybe we could make a difference out there. Although, I do need to ask. Is that what you want? Is this what you want?
Of course.
I would understand if you wanted to go your own way.
Oh, this is what I want.
Good. Because, selfless as I am, I really did not want to let you go. We are rather excellent together, you know. And united, there is nothing we can't do. I can't say what the future holds for us, but I know we'll be facing it together. And we're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, look at them. They're walking. So cute. Oh my god, we've been through so much. Of course I'm gonna stay with him. Crazy?
Since the Netherbrain fell, you and Astarion have seen more of Faerun than you ever thought possible. One night, he tells you that these last 6 months of happy memories are the counterweight to 200 years of misery.
Oh.
Next day, you receive an invitation written in a frail hand, inviting you to a gathering back in the place where your journey together began.
Look at us.
A chance to meet with the friends and allies who were by your side in the battle against the Absolute.
Look at Gale, dude. He's glowing.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
How's my owlbear? I don't have animal speaking. I can't pull up my tab. Oh my god, they're not on my sidebar. Stop! I can't do this! Shadowheart!
Starting to wonder if you'd show up.
Of course I did. You lot could hardly manage without me. Shadowheart, isn't it? Are you joking? I've been counting the days.
Honestly? So have I. Oh, come here, will you? It's been forever.
Yes!
You feel a little more substantial than before. Less
Oh?
camping and scrounging off the land, I take it.
Oh no, it glitched.
I'm not entirely sure I'd agree. In fact, I found a nice meadow not far from where I live now. Every now and again, I'll spend the night there. For old time's sake. I'm glad you seem well. Trudy.
You must be wondering what I've been doing this past while.
Must I? You presume a great deal. I'm joking. Of course I want to know. Tell me all.
Tell her you've been living a quiet existence and you're very glad of it. Boast of adventures you've embarked on since you parted ways with her. Let's do that.
Do you ever rest? Think of all those poor, budding adventurers looking to make a name for themselves. Take some time off and give them a chance, why don't you? Hopefully, these meetups will become a regular occurrence. It's not that I miss the tadpoles, but at least it brought us together. Now we've got to make the extra effort ourselves.
Don't worry, we'll keep in touch. Getting a group of friends to regularly agree to a time and place can prove challenging. Is that an actual D&D reference? Because I understand that. What have you been up to?
I found a little cottage. Abandoned, half ruined. There's a lot of such places to be found thanks to the Absolute's armies. I've been making it my own.
A little sedate after all we've been through. Ahem, where's my invite? Find it hard to picture you as some sort of homesteader. Oh, how is your parents?
Healing. Learning to live again. It's hard to think of all that was robbed from them, but they're intent on making every day count for double. My mother's mind still drifts every now and again, but she has more good days than not so good days. She taught me her recipe for apple and plum pie, and when I tasted it, I actually remembered it from when I was a little girl.
Aww.
Some things can't be taken from you, it seems. Father's making himself useful, helping me fix up the cottage and caring for the animals. You should see the amount I have now. He's been waiting years for this. Now he can't stop smiling. Sorry, I'm rambling. Family life and pastry recipes probably aren't the most interesting topics for such a historic reunion.
No, I love it. After everything we pulled off together, a little slice of normalcy sounds like just the thing.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Just be sure to take your own advice whenever you can. You've earned it.
No, I want to
before
keep
you go-
talking.
How does a red dragon plan their day? They don't. They just wing it.
Stupid.
Sorry. My father's got years of terrible jokes stocked up that he never got to tell me when I was younger, but lucky for him, I never heard them. And seemingly, I am easily amused.
Oh my god, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I saved her parents. Truly, you remain a mistress of torment. Pity I didn't crack a few jokes around the campfire then. That was the worst joke I ever had. I ever heard. Your father didn't strike me as much of a joker. Pity I didn't crack a few jokes around the campfire then.
I know. I would have been an open book to you in no time. But don't pretend you didn't like the mystery. Go on. You've got mingling to do. I'll work on my punchlines some more.
Did I just hear Astarion complaining from across the camp?
Something's on my mind.
It's good to see you.
He looks coyly at the ground, suddenly shy.
My little creature. What have you been up to?
He snaps the air and wiggles. He's either miming fighting a many-limbed creature or dancing. It's unclear. He is, however, exhausted. He's had plenty of adventures without you.
You look tired. What say we find you a home? How about with Halson? It's about time someone looked after you. How about Shadowheart? No fighting or biting or I'll kick you out. Get some rest here. You've earned it. I don't think he wants to be a pet.
At the ready.
It's over here. Look at my girl Shadowheart. I want to see her outfit. It's pretty.
Nice vintage. Why were we scrounging about?
What do I have in my inventory?
Face I know well indeed.
I remember one evening we had to eat 14 apples. Some
Volo?
fish heads,
Ah,
and
my
yellow-
dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking very well indeed. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
It's wonderful to see you. How have you been?
Busy as ever. Better that than the reverse, wouldn't you say? Every major publishing house on the Sword Coast has been vying for my upcoming book on the subject of our adventures together. I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form.
Great.
You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think?
The hero and I, no? Can do better, can't you? The hero and I, no?
I, me, it's all Volo as far as I'm concerned. Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Hmm? Ah, your success really has been wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in. Don't worry, friend. I'll be sure to send your royalties by post once the manuscript's published. I'm certain I have your address around here somewhere.
Okay.
Past made present. I'm glad for it.
What's that? Oh, it's Tara!
There you are, my mortal friend.
Gale, look at you.
Goodness. Was Faerun always so dull? Still, at least the company was worth the trip, if not the view.
Thought you were dead. I hadn't heard from you in months. Your presence, it sets my teeth on edge. Is this the power of crisis at work? I thought you were dead. I haven't heard from you in months, man.
I'm afraid time works quite differently in Elysium. I didn't realize how long I'd been gone until I received Wither's summons. I imagine you're wondering how all this came to be. The finer points of divine ascension are beyond mortal comprehension, I'm afraid, but I can provide a rudimentary sequence of events. First, I retrieved the crown of Karsus and reforged it using a series of precise and highly complex Netherese incantations. Then, I used it. As you know, the orb within me was the half-formed Karsite Weaver. Magic left incomplete by Karsus's self-destruction. I finished it. Using the crown of Karsus, I turned it into a new form of magic, fused with my being, driven by my purpose. And then I put it to work. As expected, Mystra was unwilling to hand over the reins of the weave, so I've claimed dominion over another area which I've passing familiarity. Ambition.
I like the sound of that. I'm happy for him. What's a god of ambition offer to his followers? If that's a criteria for choosing a domain, you should be the god of wasting valuable loot. Where is the crown of Karsus now? So you gave up dethroning Mystra. That doesn't sound so ambitious to me. Nah, I like this domain. I don't think the weave is Mistra's thing. Gale needs his own thing. What does the god of ambition offer to his followers?
I offer them nothing. I inspire them to seize their destinies for themselves. Great as the heights I've reached thus far may be, I've not forgotten my humble origins. In fact, they're central to my doctrine. Those drawn to the Galarian Creator merely seek my guidance as the impressive, all-powerful being I've become. Ambition is about beginnings. It's not just about the heights, but the lows that preceded them. I was nothing. A drifting dust mote of a wizard, abandoned by my goddess, my powers lost, my reputation destroyed. And look at me now. I'm their proof. Proof their hopes are not barren wastes, but the loamy soil in which their future achievements will flourish. Proof that with ambition, anything is possible.
Huh. You're no different to any other god, letting mortals do all the work. I was gonna say, like, Gale gave this whole thing about, like, what have the gods ever done for us? They just watch us from down below and they don't lift a finger. And now it's like, okay, well, Gale, you're a god now. What do you offer? I offer them to do their own work. And it's like, what? Huh. I mean, I think the domain is pretty cool. I like the idea of a god of ambition, but it doesn't really sound like you do anything with that. Galarian is kind of funny. Isn't his last name Dicarius? That sounds way cooler. Like, who's your god? Who do you worship? Oh, Gale. Like, what? So you help mortals help themselves?
Precisely. Though that isn't to say I'm averse to the odd bit of direct encouragement. A whisper in the ear of a struggling artisan. A breeze to flutter the pages of a tome before a frustrated mage. A magical weapon stumbled upon by a desperate would-be hero.
Okay.
I am ambition incarnate. As indistinguishable from that most potent sensation as Mystra herself is from the weave. And word is spreading. There are already several shrines in my honor scattered across the outer reaches of Thay, and rumors of a very prominent temple under construction in Arm. This is only the beginning.
Isn't Thay where all the evil wizards are? I think it's the end of the Gale I knew, at least. If you ever need a chosen, you know where to find me. I'm gonna go with that. I want to be a chosen. This is my buddy Gale.
Don't worry. With the ambition you hold, you'll never be too far from my sights. Pursue your dreams, and keep me in your prayers, and who knows? They might just get answered.
Or, how about, I was the one who helped you get the crown of Karsus.
Did you just hiss at me?
Oh.
Sorry, it's a reflex when I clap eyes on something distasteful.
Oh my God, Gale, you just got hissed at? Gale, remember when I kept you from blowing yourself up from the Elder Brain? And
The sheen of Elysium missing, isn't there?
And I promised you the crown of Karsus, and I was always by your side through the whole thing, gassing you up, saying F Mistra every chance we got. Don't you think that kind of should have just made me automatically a chosen? And also, Astari needs to walk in the sun, so if you can get on that, that'd be great.
It's quite something, isn't it? To be in the presence of the divine. Fear not. That tingling sensation is merely your body's way of alerting you to my presence. It's perfectly harmless. In small doses.
Okay. Well, I'm still happy for him. I'm still glad he's a god. He could be a little more humble, though, about it.
Well, there he is. Gale in all his glory. I hope you're happy, the god of ambition. Have you ever heard anything more ridiculous?
I think it's kind of cool. I think he'll make an excellent addition to the Pantheon.
Ambition, aspiration, greed and hubris is all I hear. The Gale I knew wasn't like this. He recognized his mistakes. He was contrite. All he wanted to do was live. Unfortunately, he fell into company that turned his gaze toward foolishness. Yes, I mean you.
Gale's his own man, Tara.
False. He was mine. Though now he belongs only to his own pride. I know there's nothing you could have done to stop him. Not really. Once he'd decided to learn nothing from his mistakes, what use were either of our protests? Perhaps you'd be willing to come meet Gale's mother sometime? She misses him so. And I know it would do her heart a world of good to discuss her son with someone who knew him as he was.
I'd love to.
Jolly good. I'll tell Mrs. Dekarios to be expecting you. Oh, she'll be delighted. Things just haven't been the same without himself cluttering up the place. Enjoy your party, dear. I've heard you quite deserve a celebration.
It was a tough decision. I understand the argument of, oh, Gale should have learned to be happy with himself, but what was the other
But is there one bottle of fresh blood?
Astarian's complaining. But was the other alternative really that good? Like what, he stays human? He forgets all his potential? He has to stay a wizard that's just in Mistra's debt the rest of his life? I feel like he deserved to be so much more than that, and now he is, and he's his own person. He's letting the power get to his head. Maybe he'll come back down to reality at some point. Maybe he won't.
The day I pray to you, Gale, is the day up is down, left is right, and Tressim's are cats.
So very stubborn.
I don't know.
And don't you forget it.
It's just... the alternative didn't appeal to me at all.
A most welcome sight. For 2 months I trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through Limbo. I never imagined we'd be standing toe-to-toe on this day, in this place. Nothing but allies, I always told myself. A necessary partnership. But in spite of every strained word, every barbed glance, seeing you brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head.
Aw. Your efforts to topple Vlaakith are well underway then.
We've spilled blood, gained a foothold in the astral, but still we need allies. And one beyond reckoning has made itself known. Zerith Minyaragith.
Zerith Minyaragith, what is that?
Not a what, but a who. The immortal god king of the Githzerai. An exiled people. Once kin with mine, until the madness of civil war ripped our one sky into two.
Wow.
Argish sent word of the rebellion to Minyaragith through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance.
Whoa, hold on. The great warrior Lae'zel on a diplomatic mission?
Exactly the reaction I expected. My blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyaragith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am a warrior of the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. My people will be free. But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm.
It grew on me. If only Orpheus could have shared our victories, when will I see you again?
Soon. When the comet has risen. When the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust. I miss this place. More to the point, I miss you.
Aw.
I wouldn't even deny it with Vlaakith's vorpal blade at my neck. Though, I'd rather it not come to that. Now go, mingle a bit. That's the word, right? Mingle. I'll be back one day. The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away.
Lae'zel, I'm so happy for you.
This is... nice. Yes. I think that's the right word for it.
Where's the rest of my besties? Jaheira, Jaheira!
Well now. You can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
I missed you too.
Ah, how nice to be understood again. I have spent the past months bickering with builders and bankers, all to restore the city exactly as it was. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers, same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon, same cisterns overflowing, huh?
It's a kip, but it's our kip. I wouldn't change a thing.
Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three. But nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two. If they don't expel her. Again.
What about Minsk? Minsk is right behind us. All well and good, but what about you? I want to hear what you've been up to.
Honestly, much more sitting down than I'd like. Mistake me not. There is still much to be done. Plans to make, maps to be frowned over. But my children are more than capable of doing it. Even the young ones tire of me peeking over their shoulders. This night offers them a brief respite from me, at least. And this place, now I look at it, it is where you all spent your first night together, no? A fine spot for an adventure to begin. A fine spot indeed.
Do you have an adventure in mind?
Just a little wander, perhaps. To stretch the legs. I'll find my way back, as I always do. I admit defeat. Baldur's Gate is my home. But that is the thing about home. The only way to see it clearly is to leave. And look back. For a little while, at least. For all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you.
Where we're standing now, this campsite is my home, even when I'm far away. No matter how far away I might be, the gate will always be first in my heart. My home is with the Starian. Oh, I have to pick that. My home is with the Starian.
Ah, sentiment. With the greatest affection, I can think of better ways to sour our stomachs. I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
Where is Astarion?
This seems pretty red, but no, not even close. And how have our friends fared without us?
They seem happy.
I'm glad. It would be so easy to go through everything we did and come out the other side bitter and twisted. But they deserve happiness. We all do. And I will forever be grateful to have found it with you.
Do you want to come and talk to the others? Nah, hug him. Let's get the hug.
I do feel a little bad keeping you all to myself. After all, I get to see you every night. Go on, go mingle. Enjoy your time with the others. Bless them with your presence. I'll be here when you're ready. I'll always be here, my love.
Dude, I don't want this game to end. No.
You'd make your way over.
Go on, talk to the others. We have forever after all.
I'm a human. I'm gonna die in like 40 years and you're gonna be alive forever. Anyways. Can't break down yet. Game's not over yet. Will, my friend!
To your relief, your projection holds. It took a dozen Gish's talents, a few stolen psi crystals, and 2 10 days of effort to conjure it. You can touch, taste, and talk. But your fleshy body is in limbo. The home of the mystical the Githzerai God King, Menyar. Should the Githzerai join you, you could vanquish Flakith in a...
What's the word on the rebellion?
I don't know, it
presume
glitched.
you've cracked open more
Why is
Kithraki
Will
heads
always
than you could
glitched?
possibly count.
I am not with Lae'zel. Aw, man. Why are they gonna glitch Will like that?
Diplomacy. Not so different from fighting, I find. You still grip your blade. You just hide it beneath a silken
Look at
glove.
Gortash's picture in the
I'm no
background.
stranger
Ew.
to it myself.
Why does he look like
A
that?
city is not rebuilt with the simple wave of a duke's hand.
It's because he's
Bargains must be
alive.
made. Coin must change hands. Tongues must be held in check. Father leaves me to my own devices, though he's got no shortage of advice when I ask for it. Still, I make the decisions I see fit. The ones I think will restore the city to glory. I serve only Baldur's Gate, not a devil of the first hell.
The city's changed a lot under your leadership.
I've had more than a few challenges, given the horns sprouting from my head. The people know me as one of the champions who saved their beloved city. They know Ravengard blood flows through my veins. The patriarchs, the aristocracy, the councils of Waterdeep and Arm, their arms aren't so wide open. Still, there's no friction that can't be greased with a sly promise or a proposition.
Smart man. When we first arrived, city's refugees were swarming the bridge. I understand things have changed. What happened to Baldur's Gate Council of Four?
Disbanded, to be formed anew. I don't expect a soldier or street sweeper to see through the schemes of a tyrant like Gortash. But the city's lords and ladies were all too eager to abandon their oaths and bend the knee. My father, Older Ravengard, is now Grand Duke of the Triad, Keeper of the Fist. Cordula Eltan is the Duke of the Sea Tower, a legacy reborn. And I am Will Ravengard, Grand Duke of the Worm, Heart of the Gate. We will yet be four. Until such time and after, we will enact the will of the People's Parliament. Baldur's Gate is nothing without its citizens, both in the upper and lower. Our duty is to them, and only them.
And the Flaming Fist?
Father's back in his element, commanding the Flaming Fist with as brave a heart as ever, and delivered them nary a scolding nor lashing. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the Fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, Father's pardoned every last Fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine.
Nice.
He still believes in the bow and the blade, but he's teaching the Fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart.
When we first arrived at the city, refugees were swarming the bridge. I understand things have changed?
The jewel of the coast will shine ever bright, welcoming the weak and the weary from wherever they hail. We are building new housing, not just shanties, but homes where families can rest their heads, plant gardens, pursue happiness. Amazing what can be done when Parliament and the Council pressure the upper city elites to open their coffers. I'm sure the Silver Shields can make do without a few more jeweled crowns. Of course.
I've missed traveling with you. You were a pleasure to be around.
I've missed you too. The rush of battles we fought, the heart-to-hearts, the nights around the fire.
The dancing.
The comfort of knowing I didn't face the unknown alone. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be clear, I can't imagine not having you at my side.
Oh, he's flirting a little bit. He likes me a little bit. I don't suppose you ever miss Missouri.
Never.
Good.
The hexes and eldritch blasts, losing them took getting used to. They left behind a cold abyss where fire once raged. So I stoked a new one. Now the burning comes from within me, not from the depths of Avernus. Go on, the night's young. You shouldn't waste a moment of it. Or waste a single drop of wine for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Oops, did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
I'm a little sad that the first dialogue kind of glitched there. Chest of grateful words.
These familiar faces.
Official guild letter.
It's good to see them again.
To the hero of the realms, we have followed your adventure closely, to the day you fell from that doomed nautiloid, to the final blow you struck the Netherbrain as it loomed over the Sword Coast. We're but a humble guild who pride ourselves in telling stories, not unlike the tales you've written to be written of you for many years to come. How inspired we have been to witness your feats, awesome and terrible, the lives you saved and sundered, the friendships we found. Thus we thought to extend a
night
greeting
without care.
to thank
No
you
worry,
for
no obligation. It's been too long.
I can't read when there's talking in my ear. Thank you for adventuring with such creative determination, such panache, enough to touch the hearts of each of our number. Greatest gratitude, the Guild of Great Genius. Letter from Barkus. To whom it may concern, Withers gave me this address and said I could consider writing. Thus, an update. The Iron Hand gnomes are nearly beyond help, but I've managed to yoke them into something resembling a coherent force for innovation. We've been hired to assist in the city's reconstruction, and our steam-powered object motorations are helping to move building supplies in every part of the city. It's nothing, really. I am well, trust you are too. We deserve it after all, don't we? Barkus wrote. Nice. Letter from Art. Oh, from Act 2. To an old acquaintance, I write to you from the sunny porch of the Last Light Inn. A light breeze blows now and then.
All over the world, but is there one bottle of fresh blood?
People are milling in and out, builders, visitors, and children of all ages in Halsin's care. I can no longer hold a quill or eat without assistance. A kind friend is transcribing this for me. Daniel, rejoined with Oliver, has promised to be with me when the end comes, and as our old song drifts the wind ever louder, I now have mere days left. Stop! But I do not fear it. If not for your help, this land would still be shrouded in darkness, and I'll still be lost within it. Know that my heart is full and happy, and I'm grateful for my last moments. Do visit someday, and if you have time to stop by an old Flaming Fist's grave, I'd love to see you. Art Cola. I'm allowed to be emotional. I've played this for like 1,000 hours, okay? I've never beat this game. Let me get emotional. Valeria, salutations. I'm writing to request your help in a mysterious case that's been arisen since our Balian bash a half-year ago. Regrettably, I had to take credit for dispelling the ball cult in your absence, you understand, and I'm working on routing the remaining ballists from our city with the newly promoted Blaze Devella Fountainhead in tow, of course. This made me a target. A false document printing my name in ill repute has been made public, an alleged unpaid bar tab at the Elf Song. If you happen to be passing through with a bundle of coin, perhaps you can persuade management of my obvious innocence. Much obliged. P.S. Any advice on getting ballast blood out of cloth? My hat's not been the same since the murder tribunal. Letter from Ravengard.
This seems pretty red, but no, not even close.
Hero of Baldur's Gate, vanquisher of the absolute, the city is forever in your debt. For without your valor, your audacity, your sacrifice, it would not know renewal. It is not our temples and inns and homes that I speak of, but hearts. Baldur's Gate can never be the city it was before it suffered the Absolute's touch, and that is as it should be. The survivors have borne witness to homes near destruction. They have come to regret turning a blind eye to the cruelty of Gortash disguised as safety and security. They understand, just as I have come to understand, that trust, compassion, and unity are the foundation of Baldur's Gate. Our gates are open once more to the disowned and displaced. The Flaming Fist will learn to be true servants of the people, and I will devote myself to ridding the gate of the shameful fears that allowed evil to enter our homes and sit at our tables.
When a true victory is won,
Yours, Older Ravengard.
Thanks be to Withers. Even a duke deserves a night off.
Letter from Edvard, my brother? Dude! A small extract from a self-published Polmatic tabloid. A note is attached at the top. I will not be silenced. E. Needling with Etvard, friends, Baldurians, my people, consider our loss, our lauded and benevolent patriarchs maimed, our upper city libraries demolished, the very beating heart of our city, the right to speak freely, dead upon the cobbles. Do you not see, my friends, Lord Gortash, formerly our greatest bulwark against the Absolute, is now smeared as a collaborator, his allies and colleagues tossed aside, former publications of repute turning his censorious farces. I asked you. The pamphlet continues in such the same fashion. Wow. Not even a hello from my own brother. Just propaganda mail.
Rank. I'd take rat over this any day.
What is this? To Honorary Fist Junior Inspector number 3? Greetings and congratulations. I thought naming you Honorary Junior Investigator would go some small way of thanking you for the help with the Ball cult. Oh, I'm a detective. We've been doing our best to clean up the remaining Ballists in the city, starting with the Ball Temple. What an absolutely fascinating place, but by gods does it reek. That's the thing books about Ball never really get across, the stench. Oh, what about my little cannibal friend? Not him, I like him. Found a lot of bad stuff in there. You know they were ritually killing other Ball spawn? What a waste. I'm hoping the Society of Brilliance can do something with the relics we uncover. Gods know I'd love to visit an exhibit, even if I've seen it all firsthand already. Love to catch up and pick your brain about a few cases, whenever you're in the gate. I'd avoid the elf song if I were you. Investigator Valeria has racked up quite the tab and has assured the landlord that you promised to settle it next time you're in the city. Oh. Letter from Sebastian. After so long in a vampire cell, I'd almost forgotten how to write. Never mind what to write, but what can you say to the person who unlocked your cage and gave you your life back? Or gave us some kind of life at least. After you killed Cazador, opened ourselves, we fled into the Underdark. There were thousands of us, a ravenous wave, mad with freedom and out for blood, and gods did we find blood. We swarmed every monster and unfortunate in our path, drinking what we could. We lost hundreds along the way, some to
Withers
beasts.
has laid out quite a spread of food, for one comprising mostly of bone.
Grander than any of the patriarch's dreary.
Perhaps
Sorry,
he
they're
wishes
talking.
to live
I can't read while they're
vicariously
talking.
through the attendees' appetites.
We lost hundreds along the way, some to beasts, most just disappeared into the dark. It wasn't easy, but eventually Cazador's house spawn calmed us and took control. They found some old ruins we could call home, and we've been there ever since, building new lives for ourselves. We're not free down here. The dark will chain us forever, but we aren't prisoners. We aren't the prisoners we once were either. That's thanks to you. You looked in our cages and saw people, not monsters, and here, down in the shadows, we're trying to live up to that. Thank you now and forever. Oh. Sebastian. I'd love to give that to Astarion. Oh gosh. To the spawn Astarion, greetings from the family of Ulma. Hunters of monsters and keepers of peace across Faerun.
Oh no, little halfling. Minsk cannot keep up. But you rather like the food.
We know this letter finds you well, for although we hunt you no longer, we do sometimes keep a watch. Your restraint and control over your bloodlust has been admirable. Indeed, it's been an inspiration for our children who have struggled with their own hunger. The last 3 months have been a difficult time for our people.
This has a keen eye for a nice vintage.
We have protected and nurtured our children as best we can, and we have learned much. Herbs we once used to dull our foes' minds are now sedatives to ease hunger and pain.
Some fish heads and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
Restraints built to hold the undead now protect them from themselves. There's been a lot of pain, but a lot of progress too. Our children learn discipline and control while we learn compassion and patience. There was a time when we could have destroyed any undead creature, our own blood or not, and called it a mercy, but then we met you. We saw that redemption was possible. Difficult, yes. Painful, but possible. You saved our children from Cazador and then from us. For that we thank you. We will watch you still, but with more admiration than fear. Walk in peace, Astarion. Elminster! Do you recall the day we first met, my boy? You could have been no more than 8 summers old, clutching your mother's apron. Oh, this must be for Gale. eyebrows singed off by the fireball you'd unleashed in your neighbor's rose bush. You were crying because the flowers were so beautiful, and you did not mean to destroy them. How kind, how eager, how brilliant you were, and yet so naive. You cannot see that power so carelessly begets destruction. But so too might your good nature be the guiding light by which your abilities might shape our world for the better.
We must treat Happy with kindness.
A night without care. No worry, no obligation. It's been too long.
Where is that child now, I wonder? Did he remain at Blackstaff, nose buried in his books? Does he live with his mother's aging heart, weeping for those roses, or is he within you still, amongst the trappings of godhood you so casually adorn yourself with? Wherever he is, I hope he can forgive me. To him, I promise I will not make the same mistakes again.
Scrounging in barrels and crates for supplies when he
Well,
could source
live and learn, Elminster. You got 1,000 years.
I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
Hello, friend. I know it's been so long, but I have the most amazing news. You know how Lacrissa was working insane hours at the Elf Song Tavern? Well, she woke me up one morning, all excited, told me she had a surprise for me. She took me to a house in Lower City that had a plaque hanging out outside it. A plaque with your and Lahala's name on it and School of Music beneath. I just burst into tears. I couldn't believe it. It's the cutest house you've ever seen, with a big open space downstairs and a small loft where we can sleep. Word spread, and before I knew it, I had a room packed with trainee bards from Candlekeep to Waterdeep. Lacrissa had to quit the elf song to help out. I'm teaching night and day and fall into bed utterly exhausted every night, and I've never been happier. Do come and visit sometimes. I'd love to help. Love to have you. Lots of love, Alfira. Letter from Damon. Hello, I hope this finds you well, but I don't know how it can. I heard that Karlach died shortly after your defeat of the brain, though I didn't know her half as well as you. She was unforgettable. I can't help but blame myself, wonder what more I could have done. Believe me, I won't be caught short again. I've made it my business to learn all I can about infernal metalwork in case another Karlach should ever visit my forge, but then again, how could there be another? She was absolutely singular. With sympathy, Damon. Nocturne. Dear Shadowheart, I hope you're happy and well. I must keep this short as I'm surrounded by Shar followers at almost every waking moment in my new enclave. I dearly wish for you to enjoy your night spent with old friends, and I hope that you and I shall share such a reunion. I know it must seem strange for me to dwell on such heretical thoughts, yet I cannot help myself. Perhaps one day I shall find some measure of the bravery that you did and walk away from this life. Until then, I shall keep safe and hold memories of you as my one ember of light amid the ocean of darkness. Until we find each other again, Nocturne. She's gonna get her memories erased. She better watch out. Orpheus may not be with us, but the comet shines ever bright. Breath by breath, battle by battle, blackest death draws near. Taken to the astral plane, slaughter all those who must be slaughtered, and spread the air's truth to every possible ear.
Good song, good company, good wine.
Why were we scrounging in barrels and crates for supplies when he could source these?
Both our allies do not call themselves children of Gith, but our allies do not call themselves children of Gith. Zereth Menyar Ag Gith, the Zerai's God King, has requested an audience. If lacketh this to fall, perhaps the two skies must again be made one. I love that they're partnering with the Githzerai. That's so cool. Ooh, Marina. Oh. Thought I'd reach out first for once. I finally had my baby, a beautiful boy. I can't believe I ever thought of giving him up. He screams his head off half the night and I barely slept, but I'm the happiest I've ever been. Other than my wedding day, of course. I decided to name him Connor, after his dad. With Ethel gone, myself and some other hag survivors have started our own publishing house. We've only printed a few pamphlets so far, but I'm halfway through my first book. Me, an author. It's like something out of a dream. Mind you, it's all about how to kill hags, but you know what they say, write about what you know. With every pamphlet we publish, More people show up to our support groups. As happy as that makes me, it breaks my heart to see how much harm Ethel did. But so long as I live, another hag won't set foot in Baldur's Gate. You have my word. Anyway, the reason I'm writing you isn't just to talk your ear off. It's to say thank you for saving a scared young girl who thought she'd be a terrible mother. I couldn't have been more wrong. Next time we meet, pints are on me. Mayrina. Letter from Nobber. Oh! The Yapper. The stack of correspondence is heavy. The first letter is signed and dated from slightly before your encounter with another brain. Hello, greeting to you. I'm writing from inside a pigeon coop. Narbor, friend to all birds, so excuse any dried poo. I saw a letter tied
to Withers. Even a duke deserves a night off.
I saw a letter tied to a pigeon leg and had the word epidemic, epidermis, and epilogue are all crossed out. Epiphany. I had one of those. I kept asking you what you thought I should be, but not what you needed to be. Then I remembered you kept coming to talk to me. No one else has ever done that, so I know my place now. I hear my calling. I shall be your pen pal. I'll write you every day. Right, gotta go. Need to start planning my letters. Yours relentlessly. Narbor, pal of pens. There are 17 more letters in this pile. Wow. Love it. Oh, I need to take it. 9 fingers, I don't really care about you. I'm not much for leaving my city, but it does gladden a girl's heart to be asked to the ball, so thank you for that much. In my place, except a few casks of fine vintage that managed to roll their way down from the upper city into the commotion. Enjoy the muck, see if you can get the high harper to sing, you won't be disappointed. Letter from Zevlor. Whew. I hope my penmanship has improved somewhat in the past months. When I first stumbled into the city, I shook so badly I could scarcely hold the soup the priest pressed into my hands, let alone write and thank you as you deserve. It is only when the city itself began to shake that feeling I felt my hands grow still, along with the other veterans sheltering at the temple, discards of Elturel's unworthy allegiance. I watched that monstrosity rise over the city. We felt no fear, only anger, disgust, purpose, and with it power. I do not know what oath we cling to now or how long it will last, but we shall use it to ensure that this city will not suffer as Elturel did, whether it wants us or not. It is more than thanks alone I owe. No words can make amends for what I did to my people, but that is as it should be. More come to the temple every day and aid in the relief efforts. If I am permitted to work alongside them, I am content. Come and see us when you can, Zevlor. My voice is getting so tired, I'm so sorry. One more. Oh, from Harper Geraldus, the cute little elf boy, half-elf. My voice. My friend, I hope this finds you wherever you are. I just wanted to thank you and ask a favor. I'm to be made a watcher. The High Harper put me forward to the Harper Council for service to the city. I'm not sure what that means, but I know that if it wasn't for you, I'd be back mucking out my mother's yard. I'm permitted to bring one guest to the ceremony who will name me watcher before the council. You spoke for me once before. I understand you're probably busy, but I would be honored if you'd do it again. I await your reply whenever you can, but hopefully soon. Harper Geraldus. Of course! I'd love to. I'd love to. Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Let's look at this. Serial killer unmasked his crazed ballist. Gondians no more. Wilburn Bongle's Iron Hand Gnomes take center stage. Gondians disband. Wave servant murder closed. Solved. Thorm's army dispersed. Last holdout cultist cleared from Ball Temple. Bard seeks contributors to newest edition. Witnesses encounter vampire spawn and live to tell the tale. Archduke Gortash still missing. Investigators fear the worst. He's alive! He's alive! I swear to God, he's alive! Because I knocked him out with a passive attack. He's fine. He's fine. Janeth House to host evening of art and culture, celebration salvation. I can't read anymore. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Gortash is alive, confirmed. All right, Minsk, do some talking for me. My voice
You
really
see, Boo?
hurts.
I told you our friend was near. Ah, breathe deep, Boo. The smell of heroes sings from every stone in this place. Ah, to meet again where your journey began, my friend. An honor. For Minsk and his hamster both. Oh, and for Happy also.
Yes. Honored, of course.
Hi. Who's this then?
See how your very presence snatches the breath from his chest? And it is no wonder. It is just this day that Happy learned of your legend, while we gazed down upon the very city you saved.
Oh?
He dangled me from the high hall, upside down, for 2 hours.
The guild should not go creeping in high places if they do not have the stomach for them, hmm? It is well for Happy the strange portal appeared when it did. Minsk's arm was growing achsome.
Oh. You're still chasing the guild? I thought you made peace with them.
So I have. Though it is a peace made more from blade and boot than it is any sense of brotherhood. 9 Fingers forbade any looting of the Illithid's fleshy vessels, and so Minsk guards what remains of the battle site, even from her.
Oh.
But where Minsk might once have thrown any sneaking scoundrels from the tower top, now I tell them of you. How you ruled the wickedness within. How they might do the same.
Yes, I'll rule it. I'll be better.
Oh, of course. It is still for Boo to decide if they live or die.
Oh, gods.
But enough, my friend! I cannot tell your tale if I do not know the whole of it. Minsk and Boo would know where you have been, what you have done.
I've been with Astarion trying to find a way to cure him. Just living my life. Who cares? Give me a bloody hug. I want to give him a hug, but I'll tell him about Astarion.
A powerful pairing. If love cannot cure a vampire, what can? Oh, Boo suggests a variety of arcane remedies, but love is the most potent, and by far the easiest to pronounce. Now, Halfling, Boo will not have you embarrassing him in front of his friends, so you ought to know the rest of the company you keep. Will Ravengard, the Blade of Frontiers, Devil-Horned and Angel-Hearted. Lae'zel of Creshkiller, true child of Gith, and true friend to Boo, though she will and say it is not so. Astarion, who is banished by the sun itself for fear his Spanish soul might outshine it. We visit him much down in the dark places, though he often moves his lair without remembering to tell Minsk where. Gale, who now names himself a god, though in truth, Minsk has known few wizards who did not think of themselves so. Shadowheart, 2 gods tugged at her soul, but she managed to keep it all for herself in the end. Wait, Boo, did she do something with her hair? Halsin, Archdruid of somewhere. He is a much better man than he smells. And there is an absence. Karlak, who would have been the heart of this celebration, had she not lost her heart in turn. Saving your city was her last act in this life. Which is why Minsk will make sure the guild honors her, yes? Study them well, sneak thief. For the best among them will be a guide for your guild. Heroes who put the city before themselves, who never falter in their duty. And more than this, who never arrive to a party without even a gift for the host.
But wait!
Go, my friend. Be among our friends. There is much work yet to be done before this one is fit to join them.
Can I talk to him?
He's going to kill me, isn't he? Not the big mad bastard. The hamster.
Whose voice actor is this? He sounds familiar too. Look at
We
Minsk
shall
eating.
conclude our business with the thief. But have no fear, my friend. Boo will save you a dance.
I must be careful to not overindulge tonight, lest I lose control and
Millie,
slip
what's
into
up with
bear
you?
form.
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
You seem glum. I thought bards were meant to be full of pep and joy.
I find it hard to summon up the trademark pep these days. You have no idea who I am, do you? I thought Withers might have set the stage a little.
What's your name?
Milil. Though if the lack of song prayers is anything to go by, that name carries less weight than it used to.
I'm sorry.
Apologies. I think I got a mote. Carried away there. You're hardly to blame. You just want to change up the music, I wager.
No. Who are you? Ooh! Yay, I can make him feel better.
You know?
Yeah,
You're bloody right. It is an honor.
there we go.
Finally. The scribe picks an adventurer of substance, of culture.
What can I do you for?
Oh, thank goodness. Nothing. Carry on as you were.
Fantastical news. Carry on I shall.
Okay, I feel better now. I don't want to hurt his feelings. Who is he? Endless spring. Okay. I'm so glad you're here, man. We needed a bard this whole playthrough. A clothing chest. Oh, man. Look at that. Wow. I'll take that, I guess. Sure, why not? I like the fit I have on, but that's cool.
Very stubborn.
And don't you forget it.
Oh, Shadowheart's in pain, I think.
Looking for attention. I've missed wine. Had to resort to making my own cider recently, which isn't bad, don't get me wrong. But a girl can't have fun with apples alone.
Can I have another hug, please?
Oh, twist my arm and break it, why don't you?
Cute.
Never gets old.
Huh. You could have a future in brewing. Start your own label, Shadowheart Special Scrumpy.
You might be onto something there, though the name might need work. Somehow it sounds rude, even though I know otherwise.
Any more hilarious jokes for me?
Let me see. Oh, what did the amorous boar say to the sow?
I don't know.
Fancy, but oink?
Huh.
Why, thank you. I suppose it's worth a try. It might keep the animals amused for a while. Don't be a stranger.
No, I love my girl. Scratch.
There's something strange in your old friend's mouth.
Oh.
What is it?
What have you got there?
A familiar invitation. He wants you to throw the object he's dropped. But it isn't a ball. It's the astral prism.
Where do you find this?
He whines. Less talk, more throw. Scratch barks merrily in something like agreement.
Oh. Where is it? Let's throw it. I don't think he cared. Oh, there he goes. She's just gonna play with it. Fine with me. Keep it. Oh, Halson, I forgot about you.
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more.
Let me guess, just as nature intended?
Just as I hoped they would, more like. The Oak Father has been kind to me this past while. Yet I cannot forget the bond we all forged together. It is one that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
Sounds like you need a hug.
I always do. Should I ever decline, assume a doppelganger has taken my place.
Cute.
That was more than worth the wait. That was more than worth the wait? Oh, I suppose you didn't mean that literally.
Right.
Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing.
You first.
In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them.
Good.
The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Rythwin have been repurposed into new homes, and the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony, stronger together.
I recall you have quite a few young wards to care for. 9 wagons of them, was it?
My greatest purpose and greatest reward. Those children have been through more than fate had any right to cast at them. And yet they go on, as resilient as anything in nature. I impart what knowledge I can to them, yet, in truth, they teach me far more. The land we saved is theirs, and they will cherish it, I'm sure. Thaniel and Oliver shall never want for friends again.
I'll need to see this place for myself.
You are welcome whenever you like, and for however long you please. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see. My charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall.
Cute.
They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
Happy to tell you. Had I known bedtime tales were a possibility, I'd have sought you out at camp. I expect you'll have a few tales to tell that will need to wait until they're older. Well, let me see what I have.
I am all ears. Though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image.
I guess so. Regale Halsin with tales of your past 6 months.
You have kept yourself busy. I expected no less, in truth. I shall be able to keep the children enthralled for a few more nights yet, thanks to you. And should you wish to retell of your exploits in person, well, I shall not object to a night off. Now,
Love to.
it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else.
Tell me about Daniel and Oliver.
Quite often. They come and go as they please, but with so many playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. But more importantly, I see it in their faces whenever they visit. To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of gods, as far as I'm concerned.
What of the Grove?
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Even Korga may yet find true balance, thanks to her influence.
Good. Still partial to roaming in bear form, I take it?
I spend half my days in ursine form. The children demand it. I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago.
That's cute.
I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oakfather's creations. But they must learn that not all are as amiable as I am. A lesson for another time, though. They deserve some joy. As for roaming, that impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be.
That's great. Man, something so magical about being a druid. Like, of all things. Like, druids are just so cool. I love Halsin a lot. You seem more settled than I expected of you. I thought that was against your nature.
As did I, but somehow I feel like I no longer need to roam. That I have found something worthy laying roots for. Amazing what can be discovered about oneself, even at a ripe old age.
You're only like 300. Let's have another hug.
I was just thinking the very same.
Perfect.
Your embrace makes me feel safer than any armor could.
Okay, well, that's a little more romantic than I wanted it to sound.
Before you go, I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really. Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle?
Yeah?
I
You
made
like
this.
ducks.
Ducks are my favorite.
Hey!
But I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company.
It's lovely, thank you.
Just a token to remember me by. Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
It's very sweet. Let me see. Whittled duck out of wood. It smells like the deep forest. Okay. So I think that might have been everyone, unless there's someone over here. Oh, there's Withers. Oh, hang on. Let me seek out Gale. Gale, all I ask is that you cure Astarion of his sunlight problem.
It's quite something, isn't it? To be in the presence of the divine. Fear not. That.
Okay. Well, thanks, Gale. Astarion.
Go on, talk to the others. We have forever after all.
No, I think I'm out of people to talk to. Shadowheart. Man. So Raphael never showed up for that crown. I guess Gale better keep me safe on that, at least. Scroll of Disintegrate, Scroll of Death, Parasite Specimen, Book of Willing Souls, Essence of Holy Water. Sovereign Orlotho, Nance D. The Unclaimed. Bound story of a cleric of Shar whose soul was never claimed from the City of Judgment. Oh. Sounds like Shar.
Something good here, I hope.
Baldur's Gate versus Flynn Silver. Flynn Silver. Huh. Volo's Guide to Baldur's Gate signed. Alright, Withers. I think it's just you.
Thou feelst it still. She is not here. She who was the boldest. Hast thy thoughts been with brave Karlach often?
The world is so much worse for her being gone. There was no one like her.
Correct. Not in planes material, elemental, nor transitive can her like be found. In but 10 days, an entire life was lived. More than mortal years. Mortal centuries were hers. Thy band, thy bond, gave that life to her.
We should celebrate that, shouldn't we? Not mourn what wasn't.
Now thou speakest like me. Thou hast wisdom, after all.
After all.
In the fugue plain, her soul burns so bright, it pains the gods to look upon. Recall that in time all changeth and all is rejoined. Thou shalt be with her again.
Aww. I think I've caught up with everyone. What comes next?
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready, for thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
To the greatest friends I could dream of. Oh my god, I'm gonna to the greatest friends I could dream of.
To you.
Achievements. Hero Forgotten Realms. All's well that ends well. 2 achievements. I didn't get to read it. Oh, man. It took me like a full year to play this game for the channel. I loved every second of it. That last fight with the Elder Brain was tough. Man, I did not want this game to end. I love this game so much. I'll definitely be playing it over and over and over again. Whoever stuck around to watch the whole thing, or anyone who's just stopped by to watch the end, thank you so much. This game means a lot to me. I loved my character a lot. I loved the adventure that I was on. I hate getting emotional because it's like not that deep, but I really love this game. And I don't know. It's a game that's meant to move you, make you feel things, meant to make you think about things. So it worked. It got me. You guys who made this did an amazing job. So thank you so much. Right.
There thou art, the dead 3. Thy face is God's, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou sought to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools, everyone. The supplication of Bane, The whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals. I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
Bro?
I owe you a debt of gratitude.
You do?
It is thanks to you that Gale, the wizard of Waterdeep, became Dekarios the Divine, god of ambition. Without you, he would not have survived the appetites of the tadpole. It would have feasted on that impressive mind of his, and all of his talent would have been snuffed out forever. But mere survival was not enough. Not for Gale, and not for you. Saving your world from the gods and monsters that threatened it wasn't enough. Gale wanted more. And you encouraged him to ignore every sensible instinct.
I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing
it. Folly, and to reach for the heavens. You were the spark that rekindled Gale's hubris and set him on a course that will make Celestia quake. I longed for the crown to satisfy my own ambitions. And I was furious that it had escaped me again. But I have assessed the situation, pondered every variable, plotted every possible course. And I have come to realize that this is for the best.
Stay coping. Get out of my face.
In time, long after you're gone, Gale Dekarios will cause such division and chaos in these realms that even the lords of the hells will be aghast to see it. Ambition. Such a delicious sin for mortal kind to indulge in. Such a dreadful weapon for an immortal to wield. The gods will be sundered, and from their ruin, I will rise.
You're not getting the hells. You're not ruling the world. That's the biggest copium I've ever heard in my life. Gale, you got it. I'm not listening to this, okay? I love ambition. You can't make me hate ambition. I stand by my decision. Oh god, it took me to the main menu. Oh no! My game! It's over! Okay, well I'm gonna step away over here for a bit. This game has meant so much to me. So that's why I'm getting so emotional. I've loved this game. I've put about 1,000 hours into this game. It's finally over. This game has it's changed a lot about how I consume media and the kind of media that I'm into. When I started this game, I had no idea hardly anything about D&D. But by the end of this game, I know so much. I'm so into the lore. I love reading about Githyanki lore, Drow lore especially. I've really been loving. I've been planning characters to play in my very first D&D campaign with my friend, just a solo little campaign to teach me how to actually learn and play the game. This game has opened up a whole door of creativity for me. It got me back into being interested in drawing. It's really been an inspiration for me. And also, even just this character, really love this character a lot. I've created so much lore for them in my head. It's got me back into like learning. They've gotten me back into learning art. It's just everything about this game and this world in general has just been such a great inspiration and spark for creativity for me. So it's been a lot, and that's why I'm getting so emotional, even though it's kind of annoying right now. But it's meant so much to me. The characters, I love every single one of them. I'm really happy with my ending with Astarion. I just wish there was so much more, you know? I really don't want it to end, even though I've been playing it for a year. Maybe I'll do a stream of me playing Honor Mode at some point, maybe not. As of right now, that's it. I can't thank this game enough and thank the inspiration, the creativity that it's brought me, and yeah.
A night without care.
It's just been such a great time.
It's been too long.
And I will love this game for years and years to come. It's really up there with Cyberpunk, with one of my favorite games of all time. Probably even more so, admittedly. And wow. That's it. I might play more at some point. For now, I'll probably take a little bit of a break. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. A Dark Urge playthrough might be cool. I don't know if I do it for a playthrough, but a stream could be really nice. But it just wouldn't be the same without this character, would it? You don't understand how much I love this character. But anyways, I'm gonna leave that right there. Thank you so much for watching, for being on this journey with me. If you've made it through the whole thing with me, you have no idea how much that means. Leave a comment if you have. Leave a comment if you haven't. Just tell me about your characters and your experiences and your choices, because I'd love to hear them. Because I never want to stop talking about this game. With that said, thank you so much for watching. This has been so fun. Bye. I really don't want to end it with me getting like teary-eyed and emotional, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to stop if I keep playing this. But again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in not the next one because it's over. I'll see you in whatever I do next. Bye.